For a little while now, I've been concerned, and I know some of you guys have too, that the progressive pedopandering, especially the kind of stuff we've seen from Salon.com, is going to lead to P being the next letter in the LGBTQI acronym. You know, some of us are concerned that pedophiles, the politically correct term is minor attracted persons, are going to start telling us to check our privilege and have society's support in doing so. Perhaps the phrase, "Don't come anywhere near my kids ever again," will become an unacceptable microaggression. Or maybe teaching your kids to be wary of strangers will be considered fear-mongering pedophobia. But never mind all that, because as of now, I am no longer worried. You see, Salon have published a video of self-styled virtuous pedophile Todd Nickerson. And I don't think anyone who watches it is going to feel comfortable with the concept of pedo acceptance anytime soon.
And she was just standing there watching me, and I remember looking up and just seeing her and just going, wow, she's beautiful. I knew I was in deep. I had fallen for the girl. The last thing I wanted to do was hurt her.
Alright folks, this is your last chance to just close this video. Go on with your day and pretend he's just talking about meeting a woman. After all, how can you fall for a child? What is there to fall for? Oh, the way the SpaghettiOs drooled out of her mouth. The way she says Pescettios. This guy is going out of his way to make getting a boner for babies sound romantic. He didn't fall for this beautiful child. Somehow, this guy makes it worse. And on that note, let's continue. You've had enough time to consider whether or not you want this in your life.
I took on a regular babysitting gig.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
She was 5. She was a precocious girl. She was advanced for her age. She was also very independent. A lot of my fantasies actually revolve around little girls who are in some way more powerful than I am.
No. Just no. What are we going to end up with? Are we going to start hearing child molestation is pedo plus power? And you see, officer, this little girl is far more privileged than I am. And what are Salon thinking with that footage of a kid? Maybe I've misunderstood. Maybe they do want him to look creepy as all hell. Because they've done an amazing job. I couldn't write something creepier than a guy who's attracted to kids, talking about how advanced a 5-year-old is and how she's more powerful than him in some ways. Fucking no.
Eventually my attraction became, overwhelming to the point I had to go relieve myself in the bathroom.
The way he says it, it almost sounds pleasant. So let's translate this. He just said, babysitting a 5-year-old gave him such a raging, throbbing hard-on that he couldn't wait to jerk it and had to go straight to the bathroom. And he says it like he had no control. He says he was overwhelmed by his feelings, like we're supposed to empathize and feel sorry for him, rather than fucking horrified that a man who is attracted to children has trouble controlling himself.
That's when I had to leave town and get my head straightened out.
I think it's pretty clear that he failed on that second part. Did a good job on leaving town though, but next time he should just keep going until he reaches the sea.
I didn't abuse her because I knew the harm that it could cause.
I like how he says could. Like maybe it would have been fine if he just stuck his dick in a 5-year-old, but he was responsible and decided not to take that risk. Are we supposed to be impressed? Because that's the vibe I'm getting.
Also, remembering the fact that I was abused, it's probably contributed to my own sexuality developing.
So he got diddled as a kid, and he thinks that gave him the desire to diddle kids. Mate, that's not sexuality developing. That's called trauma, turning you into a fucked up person.
I have never sexually abused a child, and I never will.
Good to know. How reassuring. When or if I ever have kids, and I need a babysitter, I'll be sure to look him up. Because really, he's got to be the safest option.
I've gotten to know a lot of pedophiles online. My sense is that we're a much larger group than society actually thinks we are.
Because normally, of course, in real life, pedophiles walk in single file across the children's sandpit to conceal their numbers.
The terms pedophile and child molester are used interchangeably. This is wrong. A pedophile is, strictly speaking, somebody who has a sexual attraction to children. It's important to realize that not all pedophiles are child molesters and not all child molesters are pedophiles.
Hashtag not all pedos. Let's get it trending. So, okay, fine. A child molester is someone who's touched a kid. A pedophile hasn't necessarily done that. They just have a really strong desire to, and would enjoy it if they did. And that last line, not all child molesters are pedophiles. I guess he means people who hurt a kid like that out of cruelty. What's he trying to do with that line? Wow, why are you pointing your finger at people who have an urge to fuck kids when it comes to the issue of kids getting fucked? We're not the only ones who do it. Is that meant to be the implication here? Fuck me.
When I first told all of my family, they had a hard time dealing with it. They had a hard time reconciling what they knew about me versus what they thought they knew about pedophiles.
Is this guy going to show up on BuzzFeed next with a pedo fact listicle? 10 cool facts about being turned on by toddlers. You know what? This is making me sick. I'm just going to pick out a couple more clips and then we're going to wrap this up.
This is not something I chose. What person in their right mind would choose to be the most reviled sexuality in the world?
Whether it's a choice or not doesn't really matter that much to me. Go ahead and make a pedo remix of Born This Way. It's not gonna move me. He'd better start coming up with practical solutions, because I'm not gonna shed tears over his fantasies about 5-year-olds.
Society makes it harder by persecuting us because a lot of us become fatalistic. We just start to think it doesn't matter what we do or say, they're gonna hate us anyway.
You're not exactly making it easy not to, mate. And trust me when I say it does matter what you do. Because if you do something, the likelihood of your skull getting caved in is going to rapidly increase. Yep, it's going to be hard to find carrots for you, but don't worry, society has more than enough stick.
We need to find some kind of middle ground where society and pedophiles can come together. We love kids.
Yeah, a little too much.
We want to protect them too.
Nah, this is never going to be a negotiation. It is a problem to be solved, and it is never going to grow into some civil rights thing when the pedo leader rising up is exactly what you'd expect a pedo leader to be like. He didn't even need to say he was a pedophile. He could have made a video talking about the weather and we would have just known. He could have posted a vlog on YouTube just describing what he had for breakfast, and any parents watching would get this sudden urge to check if their kids are alright. He just radiates creeper energy. Now, I don't know why you would, but whatever you do, don't make a doll in his likeness, because it would probably come to life and start hunting down children. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please consider doing the old like, comment, subscribe deal. Thank you very much, and I'm gonna go take a shower now.